I have a list here that shows at least 3,500 jobs created in 2020 alone for New Mexico, mostly existing companies expanding, even in this incredibly challenging economy.
There have been several large projects across all industries and across all locations in the state.
Of course, the big announcements from recent years come to mind.
Welcome to Albuquerque, Netflix.
Netflix announced the purchase of Albuquerque Studios 2 years ago, and just days ago, Netflix announced a major expansion to make the studio complex its main production facility in North America. It's another 1,000 jobs.
People literally will think of Albuquerque as the home of Netflix Studios.
In recent years, 2 other big names landed here. NBC Universal arrived in 2019.
Welcoming Universal NBC to the Duke City, to Burque. You're part of one Albuquerque now.
Earlier this year, Amazon announced construction of a massive fulfillment center west of town. I asked Amazon officials what made them choose New Mexico. A spokesperson said they were responding to customer demand and want to make sure fulfillment centers are close to customers. But they also point out Amazon received, quote, strong support from county and state leaders. Amazon will create 1,000 good-paying jobs with benefits when it launches next year. These are the big gets that organizations like New Mexico Partnership work around the clock for. They're the state's business recruiters. And Melinda Allen with New Mexico Partnership says there's a lot of other scores that people don't know about.
We also see companies like Faneuil, which is a customer care center with 700 jobs, which is a large project. We see Admiral Cable coming down to the southern part of the state.
And just as we saw with the deals for Amazon and Netflix, it takes incentives to draw companies here. The state and the city of Albuquerque are offering tens of millions of dollars in financial assistance for Netflix. And for plenty other companies, the state of New Mexico has offered 2-year interest-free loans, an effort to sustain jobs in our state. Our state Secretary of Economic Development, Alicia Keys, says we're getting federal help to continue that plan for growth for the next few decades.
We got $1.5 million of federal funds to put together a 20-year strategy for the state of New Mexico.
All right, that's the good news. Let's hit the bad now. We've also seen big companies eye New Mexico and ultimately turn us down. The biggest rejection, Tesla.
Sure, Nevada won and New Mexico didn't. They get the Gigafactory and more than 6,000 good-paying jobs, and we don't.
Tesla never responded to my request to find out why we didn't win the fight for that massive new battery factory back in 2014. But Melinda Allen says one of the biggest challenges we have to overcome is just putting New Mexico on the list.
It's not that people have a negative perception of New Mexico, it's that they don't have a perception.
The idea that we're looking at is that COVID-19 has kind of leveled the playing field across the country. We're all in a bad economy right now. Do you think New Mexico can take advantage of that?
Absolutely. So COVID has highlighted some specific issues in the global supply chain, which for especially food manufacturing, medical manufacturing, warehouse logistics, those specific industries are really struggling right now to reassess, redefine, find new locations. And those are 3 industries that New Mexico does extremely well.
And she says those seem to be some of the only industries growing right now. So that's where they're putting their focus. Seems to be working. Alicia Keys says they're scoring a new business every week. Danielle Tedesco, KOB4.